Hello guys, what's good? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Leah. So today we are going to be talking about some of my favourite self-care habits. And these are just some little habits that I've brought into my life which help me feel good, and I feel like they also help reduce stress and anxiety. They help me avoid being burnt out, and yeah, they just keep me sane basically. So yeah, I feel like everybody needs to bring a few self-care habits into their life, and these are just some of the different ones that I do. Obviously self-care habits are going to be like completely different for everyone. You don't have to do these things. I'm not saying like these are the best self-care habits. So yeah, you just have to really find what works for you. Okay, so my first self-care habit, which I absolutely have to do, is work out. So every morning I have to get some form of workout in. Even if it's just like a little quick 20-minute thing, like I have to get a workout in. I've been working out now solidly for like a good 3 years, and I just feel like after you finish like a good workout, the way you just feel incredible after is just the best feeling ever. Like even if you don't want to work out and you're just like, oh, I can't be bothered with this, like after, the feeling of it is like 100% well worth it. And obviously working out, I feel for me, it just helps me stay slim, look good, and you know, when you look good you feel good. So team working out. So my favorite form of exercise at the minute is pole fitness. So I've been going for like, it's coming up to 2 years, but obviously because of lockdown and having to have a break for so long, it honestly looks as if I've been going for like 2 weeks because I'm just so rubbish at the minute. But yeah, pole for me is just amazing, and I literally can't live without it. So I go 2 times a week at this studio, but then I also do have my own pole in my house now, so I can get all of the extra practice in. But literally pole is my life at the minute. I'm like getting a little bit obsessed with it. I'm like, am I okay? But pole is just literally so good to help you build strength. All of the girls that I go to are super friendly, super supportive, and like when you like get a new move that you haven't been able to do for ages, everyone like literally cheers you on. Like I've got so many videos where like they're literally just like clapping and cheering for me, and I'm just like, guys, like it's such a good vibe, and it's just the type of positivity that I need in my life. Do you know what I mean? So my other favorite type of workout is yoga. So I've been doing yoga with Adrian on YouTube, and I literally just love yoga. I don't know what it is about yoga. I find it so relaxing, but at the same time there's like other types of yoga for if you want to be strong. I did like this core conditioning one this morning, and I felt good after it. It's really good for mindfulness, I feel. So my next self-care habit, which I literally cannot live without, is journaling. I did a whole video on journaling the other day if you wanted to check it out, but journaling is basically something I do every single morning, and you just get a notebook and you basically just write like 3 long pages of whatever is on your mind, whatever comes to your head. And honestly, I just find it so therapeutic. Like, you know, when you feel like you just need to get some things off your chest, it's kind of like talking to your best friend and being like, this happened and this happened and that happened. But after you've done it, honestly, I just feel a million times better about so many different situations. I'm just like, no, I feel good. Now that I've gotten that off my chest, I've had a rant, I've had a whine, I've had a moan, like literally I just feel so good for journaling. Like honestly, there's been so many times in my life where I'm just like so annoyed about a situation, and I just pick up my notebook and just write it all out. And I also find the process of writing things by hand very therapeutic. Like I don't know what it is about writing by hand and why I've suddenly fallen in love with writing things by hand, but I just honestly do find it so therapeutic. Like even when I plan YouTube videos, like I feel so good when I'm like writing all my notes and like writing it all out. So yeah, there's something about writing that I personally find therapeutic. It makes me feel good. But yeah, there is a few different types of journaling that you can do. The one that I do every single morning is something called morning pages, but you can also do like journaling with prompts. So I usually go onto like Pinterest or something like that, and it might be like, oh, let me think of like a journal prompt, something like, what would you do if money was no object? And literally you would just sit there and write down like every single thing that comes to your mind, and just write it all down, see what comes up. I feel like it's all about getting into like your subconscious, because it's kind of like you never know what might come out kind of thing. So start journaling, guys. Okay, so my next self-care habit is walking. So as some of you guys will know, I have a little dog. His name is Louis. He's like 9 months old now. And obviously I have to take Louis on walks every day. That is an essential part of being a dog mom. That's what you've got to do. But honestly, I really love walking this dog. Like, even if it's raining or snowing, I am all the way here for these walks. I really enjoy walking the dog. And for me, because I work from home and I'm at home a lot, apart from my workouts, I'm actually very lazy. Like, I'm kind of always just sat on the sofa, sat at my desk or whatever. But yeah, these walks are definitely helping me get my steps up. I feel like before I was kind of like closer to 2,000, now we're getting closer to 10. But yeah, especially when the weather's nice, it is so nice to get out into nature. So I just love taking Louis to like a little dog park, or we have like a reservoir near us, and I just love taking him there. He loves it as well, just getting out in nature. I usually as well don't take my phone with me on these walks. Like, I try to just be like very mindful, and I'm just like, this is quality time with my little dog, and I really just try to like take everything in and just be very mindful of my surroundings and very present. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm present. So yeah, daily walks are essential for me. Okay, so my next self-care habit is reading. So I used to do a lot of audiobooks, and I just like listen to the book, and I'd be like doing a million other things as I'm listening to the book. But lately I've been like, no, it's time to start buying physical books and actually sitting down, reading the book, being present, and just really like getting into the book. I feel like before, when I used to do audiobooks, like I was listening but like not listening, like I wasn't all the way there. Whereas when I've been like actually reading physical books, I have noticed such a big difference, and I'm really getting into the book. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm so into it, I'm all the way there. So yeah, reading is just something that I find so peaceful. I like to get my reading done in the morning, and then that way it's done. And yeah, so my next self-care habit is having a morning routine, and my morning routine basically consists of all the habits that I literally just mentioned. But I feel like actually structuring it into a routine really does help me. Otherwise, I literally will not do these things, and I'll just be like, no, like let me just get up and like start the day. But having a routine does make me feel really good. I feel like having a morning routine just really helps me, because I feel like in my life and the way that my days are set up, like no 2 days are the same. Everything's always different, everything's always changing. So I feel like the morning routine is like one constant that I have in my life, and I'm just like, okay, if I do these things, then my day is set up right, and it helps me stay good, it helps me feel productive. And I cannot live without my little morning routine, honestly. I did a video on my morning routine where I did like a little vlog. If you guys wanted to check it out, I'll leave it linked down below. But yeah, having a morning routine just feels so good for me, and it just helps me start the day off correctly. But I also feel like it's me taking control of how my day is gonna start. Like, nothing else can affect my morning because I've got my morning routine. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just fully taking control of my morning and the start of my day, and it feels good. Okay, so my next self-care habit is setting boundaries and saying no to things. Boundaries are really about what you will and won't tolerate, and I feel like it's hard to be like creative, productive, and live your best life if you're constantly doing things to please other people, or you're constantly doing things for other people but you're not doing things for yourself, kind of thing, and you're not setting boundaries in place to say, no, I cannot do this thing to help you out, like I need to help myself out first. And it sounds like it's a little bit selfish and a bit like, oh, what the hell, but trust me when I say it's essential. Like, it is really self-care. So some examples of boundaries that I have set for myself which help me stay sane. So I get asked quite often to go on people's property podcasts, YouTube channels, Instagram lives, clubhouses, those things like that. But I know that it's not really for me, and it doesn't really serve me. And I kind of like stick to the rule of like, unless it's a hell yeah, I want to do this straight away, it's gonna be a no. Like, unless it's something within my gut where I'm like, yes, I would actually really love to do it, it has to be a no, because it just doesn't feel good for me. I just don't want to do it, kind of thing. Like, I feel like with this, I can really trust my gut instinct, and I know whether I need to say yes or no to something. And if I don't want to do it, I just don't do it, and I just spend my time doing other things. Like, say for example, I'm not going to spend my time in like someone's clubhouse room speaking on stage about property when that's just not what I want to do. Like, I don't have to do it, it's not by force, so I'm not gonna do it. And for me, it's just about like not people pleasing and doing things that other people want you to do, or other things that you should be doing. It's like, I really don't have to do these things, so I'm not going to, I don't want to. And another boundary that I have is to do with social media, and it is to do with when people DM me, usually about property. And I just had to set a rule for myself to say, I can't respond to this straight away. Like, it used to be a case of like, a DM would come in and I'd literally respond to it straight away. Bearing in mind, some people send like, literally like paragraphs, and then I have to send like a paragraph back. And I literally take time from whatever I'd planned to do just to reply to people's DMs. And I was like, no, this is like really taking over my time. So I was like, you need to like work out a day when you're gonna like respond to DMs and like set aside time to actually do that, instead of just like being so responsive to other people. I was like, this has to stop, like this is too much. But then also on Instagram, I've started doing recently Q&As so that people can just ask me questions there, and then it's like everybody has the answer, so that hopefully like reduces the amount of DMs. I know it might sound like harsh and like I'm being snappy, but it's just something that mentally, like I can't cope with just like constantly replying to people. So it's just a boundary that I've set in place, and it's something that's really essential to me. I do feel like sometimes saying no and setting boundaries can seem like you're being selfish or like you're being rude, but honestly, you have to look after yourself. Like you really have to. Like, so what if this person wanted you to do XYZ thing? Like, you can't do it, you don't have time. Like, it's fine to set the boundary and say no. You don't even have to give an explanation, just say no. Like, no is a full sentence, and it's fine to not do things. I might do another video about setting boundaries actually, because I do actually think this is so essential and I really live my life by it. So if you're interested, then let me know. So my next self-care habit is decluttering and cleaning. I honestly can't stand when I can see things in my living room that are just taking up space and it's just cluttered and it's just a mess. I actually can't deal. Like, it just puts me in such a bad mood, for one, and also I literally can't focus. Like, because I work from home, when I sit down and if I see mess, I'm just like, I absolutely can't cope with this. So I just need everything to be decluttered and tidied. I also really need to declutter my wardrobe and get rid of a few things, because that is also overflowing. I'm like, this is just a mess. Does anybody else just feel like it's really overwhelming and it's just like too much when you've got stuff everywhere? And you know, they always say about cluttered space, cluttered mind. Like, it's definitely so true. Like, I think it was Kim Kardashian that said about her new house that she built, and she said about how it's like really minimal and there's literally just like nothing there, kind of thing. And she was saying because her life is so hectic, they just wanted to come home and have like a pure minimal vibe. And do you know what, I fully get it. Like, I fully get it when you're just like, I don't want to see anything anywhere, like I just need clear space. Also, if you haven't seen the video that she did with Vogue, check it out. Her house is honestly beautiful. So yeah, for me, I just really need a clean, tidy space with nothing around. Okay, so the next thing I do, all in the name of self-care, is get therapy. So I've been in therapy now since like November, October, like last year. And so far, I do really enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna like glamorize therapy because it can be really tough. I've had plenty of sessions where I don't know why I'm laughing. I've had plenty of sessions where I've literally just cried and I'm just like in tears and I'm just like, what is this life? Like, yeah, honestly, therapy can be so difficult, but it's been really good for me to like really get things off my chest. And I don't know if other people are like this, but like I really don't really like opening up to people. So it's kind of been good for me to like open up to her, and I'm like, okay, I can actually open up to people and tell them about things. And I don't know, it's just really nice because I feel like nothing is too petty for your therapist, kind of thing. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm talking and I'm like, this sounds so childish, but I'm like, she's fully engaged and present with what I'm saying. Like, she's all the way here for it. So it's just nice to feel like someone is actually fully listening to you. Yeah, therapy has been so good for me. So yeah, I have therapy every 2 weeks and that definitely really works for me. I don't know if I'm going to increase it in the future. She just didn't have any availability before for me to do it once a week, but I think in the future maybe it's something that I would do. But yeah, for me it has definitely been super beneficial and I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to like getting more into it, and I feel like it's an essential part of me becoming the best version of myself. My next self-care habit is cooking and eating nourishing meals. So at the minute I'm actually doing HelloFresh and I'm really enjoying it. I've mentioned to you guys that I'm not really much of a cooker. Like, I'm not really one for cooking. I'm more of a Deliveroo, Uber Eats kind of gal. But I was like, no, I need to be a different person. I need to be eating super healthy because I just want to feel good. Do you know what I mean? I just want to feel good. I can't believe that I am actually cooking every everyday like me. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like cooking just doesn't really come naturally to me. So the fact I'm doing it every day and I've been sticking to it and actually enjoying it, I'm like, wow, go you girl. But also I feel like when you're actually nourishing your body, you do just feel so good for it. Like I can tell when I've been eating rubbish food and my body is just slow, I have no energy at all, like I really feel it. And eating healthy just makes such a big difference. It makes me feel good. And yeah, okay, so my last self-care habit is being creative. So I love doing creative things, whatever it might be. At the minute I'm really loving Procreate. I literally just started using it, and I used to be really into like Adobe Illustrator and creating different graphics on the computer and things like that, and then now I've discovered Procreate. I'm like, wow, this is a game changer. I was literally on it all night last night. But I just love doing creative things when you can really get lost in the moment, really get into it. And I feel like me doing creative things, like I really just get into a flow and I literally just love it. It's so essential for me. But yeah, I feel like I definitely like gravitate towards creative things, like even in the property business. So I come up with the creative designs for the property and all of the creative ideas, and I really feel like I'm in my element and in my bag when I'm doing that. But then also with YouTube as well, I feel like this is why I've been so cool to do YouTube, because I don't know, I just love like creating new ideas, coming up with new concepts and filming and editing. Like it really is a bit of me. So yeah, I just love being a creative babe, and I definitely have to like schedule in times to just be creative and just be fun. And yeah, so guys, those are all of my little self-care habits which just help me feel good, reduce stress and anxiety, and they're just essential in my life. Let me know any self-care habits that you guys like to do. I'd love to know. And also if you're going to take any of my habits on board, then also let me know. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it as always. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Leah_Miller, and I will see you next time. Bye.